Welcome back to the Physics Friar and this final episode on Catholic morality. We already mentioned the virtues as one help to living a moral life. In this episode, we'll be discussing them a little further and also talking about the law. Now, the virtues, again, are habits of action that remind us what we need to do in a particular situation. The four cardinal virtues or habits are prudence, justice, fortitude, and temperance. But the Church believes there are 7 fundamental virtues. The other 3 are the theological virtues. These 3 are faith, hope, and love. And here's what they allow us to do. Faith allows us to believe in God and in revelation. Hope is hunger for heaven, and charity is basically love. A note about hope: it's different from just passively wishing that something were the case. Rather, hope is an active virtue. It involves us actually actively seeking and pursuing what we are hoping for. So it doesn't involve us just sitting around wishing things were one way or another. Hope is something that we actually do. Question is, what distinguishes these theological virtues from the cardinal virtues? The answer, roughly speaking, is that they have to do with God. They come from God, and they are all oriented towards God. Now, an additional help to living a moral life is the moral law, which for us consists of 2 parts. Natural law, which we can just discover through human reason and which is accessible to anybody with intellect, and is supplied by civil law. Revealed law, on the other hand, is a matter of faith. It's recorded in the Old Testament and the New Testament and consists of, among other things, the 10 Commandments and Jesus' new law of love. And revealed law is applied through church law. An important final point is that for Catholics, virtue is the surest guide to right action, because there's no law that can apply to every single particular situation. New situations come up all the time which aren't really covered exactly by the laws. In those cases, it's virtue that is our guide to action. One approach to ethics is entirely ruled out by the Church, and that is utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is a kind of ethics in which you judge whether or not an action is good or bad, basically by whether or not it results in the greatest good for the greatest number of people. For example, if you kill somebody and you want to decide whether or not that's good or bad, you look at what the benefits are to killing that person. Does it benefit society as a whole? And if the answer is that there's greater good in that case, according to the utilitarian, than a bad, then that killing is justified. It's good. Catholics would be definitely opposed to that way of looking at a situation. For Catholics, the ends never justify the means. Thanks for watching this final episode of the Physics Friar.